if we are, if we're about supporting and connecting and giving back to the community, we do that in good times with our movie days and our ice cream socials and our trunk or treats. But then we have to be prepared to step up when tough things happen too. Fires on the West Coast, tornadoes in the Midwest, hurricanes, throughout Florida, whatever, the Gulf Coast, the East Coast. Tough things happen. And you want to be there for your community. After you've taken care of you and everything's good with your family, you got to take care of your community. And so I want to talk about what are the ways that you check in? What are the ways that you offer support? How do you rally people together to be able to give back? I want to build a list of best practices that when you experience a tough moment in your community, that after you've taken care of you and your family and you're good, now is an opportunity for you to reach out and support and bring value without expectation of anything back. You just do it because you're a real estate agent and you care about your community. So we're going to get a list of best practices that we'll put out in Sunday's email. But Leah, we'll start with you. Good morning in Cincinnati.
Hi, good morning. So I think other people are going to have some interesting shares here, and I'm specifically remembering Renee getting really intentional and organized a few years ago. This wasn't specific to my community, but you all may remember a few years ago when the war in Ukraine started, and Cincinnati has some pretty strong ties to Ukraine. We have a great community here, and people around town were just feeling kind of helpless. Like, what do you do? And so obviously I didn't have a answer for what do you do, but I did have an answer for how we can just kind of try to come together. So I put together an Amazon wish list of supplies that they were requesting, and then contacted a local organization that was bringing the supplies over to the Ukraine. And that ended up being a tremendous way to kind of reach out to my community and help people feel like they were doing something positive when truly this is something so way outside of our control, right? Like, I'm not going to be solving anything here, helping millions of people, but if I can help the people in my database feel like they can help someone and just be the connector, I think that's really helpful. And so I try to do, anytime we have anything like that, I just try to be the person that rallies the people together. And an Amazon wish list is a really easy place to start to help people be able to contribute.
Perfect. Leah, thank you. That's a great share. Barbara, let's go to you. School's open in Broward County or Miami-Dade. Which county are you in?
Miami.
Miami-Dade is open today.
During rain driving there, but now the sun is out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys are barely going to really kind of get anything over there. And so good. I'm glad that your kid gets to go to school today and do something. But tell us, look, there's South Florida is, you get hurricanes there and tough things there and all sorts of things go on. And yet I know you want to be able to give back to your community in that time. So tough things happen, tragedy strikes. What's your strategy? How do you help give back?
This kind of reminds me, I love this topic, it reminds me of a Phil Jones call where he said, be specific when you're asking somebody how you can help them. Instead of saying, please let me know how I can help you, be very specific and intentional about how you can help them. And for me, the biggest way in my community, and I've done this with a friend of mine that had single mom, she had cancer, is food train. Everybody loves food. So creating some sort of food train to rally the community to help people that need the help.
Great, Barbara. Thank you. Orly put in, this is good because power goes out, but some places have it and some places don't. And if your office does have power, to let your database know, hey, you need to charge something, you need to get a break from the AC, come and work from here. We got phones. Orly, that's a great share in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hey, Linda, good morning. Again, same to you. You're on the East Coast of Florida. You get stuff that comes in there. What's a way that you add value, give back, or support your community in a time like that? We're building our best practices list this morning.
Yeah, so I used to be the mission chair at my church, and I realized this morning as we were going through events how many of the things I could implement into my business. But in our area, I joined the CERT team. It's CERT. And they have them, I think, throughout the US, and they actually train you to be a responder, like if there's a mass disaster. And it was it kind of fell apart in our area after COVID. So I would love to see it you get a hold of, you get a list of who has, certain equipment and who who is in your area. But you also are trained to respond and assist the first responders during a mass event.
Yeah, well, and they need the help with that. We saw that with Ian, when that storm happened in Southwest Florida, just the need for people to step up and help right away. Linda, thank you so much. Hi, Janet. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. The food train is a really amazing thing to do. Keeping in mind that you can't bring something huge because they can't refrigerate it and save it. So the thing that I did in my neighborhood when I had power and my neighbors had been flooded was we made a ton of white bean chili. And we took it out to people in little, paper cups, so with tops on them, like you get at a takeout place. You can get these, and getting something that's not Fritos and in a bag and dry and gross. Actually, having a little something hot was just a real nice blessing. My neighbor said, and we only did it the one time, but it made a difference. So that's something we can do. And then, of course, open your house up for showers. Hot showers are always good.
When I was doing Bold in Southwest Florida during Hurricane Irma, so whatever year Irma was, if somebody remembers, is that 2018, 2017? That was one that came up the spine. Like, you got it, Janet. We got it. Vicky DeLuca got it. Christy McCall got it. Like, Irma just came straight up the center of Florida, but the landfall was down in Southwest Florida. We missed 2 weeks of Bold. And when we got back together, because of Irma, when we got back together, there were people that had just gotten their power back the night before. They were without power for 2 weeks. Like, the thing they'd wanted most was a hot shower. So that's a good reminder, Janet. Thank you. Those of you just joining us, we're doing our best practices when disaster strikes your community and you want to step up and help, as we've got Helene making its way toward the Panhandle and Tallahassee area tonight, which is even worse. A hurricane at night is horrible. But Ian, what you got, buddy?
I don't know if this is specific for a hurricane, but don't forget
about anything. I mean, obviously anybody can experience something in their community. So you give me yours.
Don't forget about GoFundMe. It's a great resource to raise funds, and you can do it rather quickly. I used it a couple months ago and raised $15,000 for a farm.
Yeah, for the nursery. Is it the nursery or
yeah?
Yeah. And what I've appreciated about you, because I saw that post right away. We were in North Carolina at the time that happened. I think we had just had dinner with you the night before, and how quickly you acted and was able to. That's a small business that you supported inside your business, and how quickly you acted there without expectation of anything in return. So that's a great share, Ian. Thank you, friend. Appreciate you. Hi, Renee. You guys deal with stuff up there. You got wildfires, you got snowstorms, you got all sorts of stuff. What do you want to share this morning?
Yeah, I was going to say most of ours are fires, but this is for everybody that's on right now. Get a list of your resources, of your emergency resources together right now. Put it together so that when something happens, how do the churches organize? Where's the Red Cross? And pay attention to the news. With our most recent fire, people had family from out of town, out of town family can't get news, and our news couldn't get to the mountains to see the fire. So it's sort of like finding out where your resources are and getting it all in one spot so that you can disseminate information. Secondly,
Real quick, Renee, on that, time out, and I'll come right back to you. The good thing about that is you can get that information out beforehand.
Yep.
So if you've got a wildfire that started in an area of Colorado and yet it's not affecting a community, but we believe it's moving toward one, you can send out this information in advance and go, here are some steps you can do to prepare. What a great value add. Keep going, Renee.
Yeah, and then you need to, and you can put out a list of the go bag, what's in your go bag, where do you keep your information, all your important stuff. So yeah, that, and anybody in Colorado will tell you, we don't ever go anywhere without at least a couple bottles of water and a coat and, a couple of things in our car. So, but then, additionally, don't start collecting stuff before you know what is needed and what you're going to do with it. The worst thing in the world, I've seen people do this, is to collect clothes or to collect
Yeah,
whatever.
don't do
And
that.
then it's not what they need. It's
That's
not
right.
how, there's nobody in place. So think it through all the way, because good intentions cause a lot of extra work sometimes. So just support the resources that are already in place and check those out.
It's money first, stuff later. That's the way to remember it. Money first, stuff
Yeah.
later. And that's why in this group, and tomorrow I'll probably put out the call for it. We'll wait for direction from the North Florida region and from Kitty B Cares and others, but we'll let you know how to support. We always ask you, and you guys know this, we ask you to send gift cards to me. And here's what we do with them. We send the gift cards. When you send the gift, don't send any yet because I haven't asked for any. But when you send them here, then we send them on to whomever, so they get them in one big clump instead of onesie twosie envelopes. And we let them know that Pivot's given them. But I always hold some back. So as an example, I probably have $2,000 worth of gift cards sitting in the office right over here that if they need them in the Panhandle, I can send them immediately and then not wait for them to come in from you. So I think that's a good point. And that way people can go buy what they need. If they need clothes, they can buy it. If they need food, they can buy it. If they got to get a place to stay, they can pay for it. So Renee, that's a great share. Those of you just joining us, we're building our best practice list for when bad things happen in your community, tough things happen, we go through a weather challenge or something like that. How can we give back to our community and support it after you've taken care of you? Here's the deal. I got 10 hands in 12 minutes, so I'm going to cut you off if you go more than about 30 seconds. So just be ready, everybody. Jolie, go.
Exactly what Barbara and Renee said. Like, I think it's a couple of things. Getting prepared in advance, having a best practices list. I mean, native Floridian here, I can tell you do laundry, do all these things in advance, and then giving that out to your database in advance of some crisis. Then afterwards, I think the care calls is the best. You have to ask what they need. You said it exactly. Don't just start collecting things. Wait and find out exactly what's needed and then do that.
Yep, that's it. Call everyone, check on them, let them know you care about them, see how you can help. Thank you, Jolie. Vicky, you're next. Less than 30 seconds.
We have in the past paired with the Rotary or the church and collected non-perishable items, first aid kits, things that they need, toiletries, diapers. So those are things that then they are able to get to the people that need it. And that really is a way for the people that down here in South Florida, sometimes we get very lucky and then people are just going, oh my gosh, of course they'll give, because they know how it is to be in that situation. So to me, it's just, reaching out, getting those types of things and moving along.
Thank you, Vicky. John, 30 seconds, go.
All right, guys, we have a great list of vendors. One of the things we've been blessed here in the Kansas area, we haven't had too many storms, but one of the things that drives me batshit crazy is after a heavy hailstorm, you see these fly-by-night roofing companies come through, but just share your list of vendors so your people don't get, your neighbors don't get taken.
100%. There is so much ripping off of people that happens after a tragedy. If somebody's house catches on fire, right? Something flood, whatever. Remember, it may not be a big tragedy. It could be something localized or to one specific person. And so many people get ripped off from that garbage, especially in a state like the one I live in. And so for you to have a list of trusted resources that you can hand out is such a smart idea, John. Thank you so much. Elsa, good morning. 30 seconds.
Good morning. Yes, I won't say about the list. I just would like to remind everybody that we have all relationship with other agents, and it's nice to catch up also with them and see how they are doing.
Check in with your referral partners in places that are impacted.
Yeah,
that's
because
a really, really important piece. And ask how you can help. Thank you, Elsa. Appreciate you. Hi, Rhett Campbell.
Hey, good morning, James. From being prior law enforcement in some of these situations, most of ours are tornadoes, but be aware of like the first responders that are there on the ground. Even kind words and words of encouragement to them go a long, long ways when they're out there doing this stuff. Any kind of food and drinks and things of that nature that you can provide. And also, the area that's been impacted, they're probably not going to be able to stay there, and they're getting sent all over the state. So when you see them in your neighboring county or neighboring city, you know they are probably in helping with that other county or area. So just give them words of encouragement and buy them dinner. And that stuff goes a long, long ways in the hearts of the people that are trying to serve you.
Thank you, Rhett. A great share. And again, I always thank you for serving too, as law enforcement. And I don't want to miss out on anything. I talked specifically about Tallahassee and our people there this morning. This is a huge storm. So the Big Bend area and down to the Nature Coast, there's going to be a massive impact. And so we just want to be helping anybody that we can. All right, Melanie, you're next.
Here's either a personal tip or a business tip for those people in hot weather areas. The battery powered drills, those battery packs can be used to power personal fans for your house or your business area. They can be even used to jumpstart a car battery if needed. And why that's important is because in the South, where you're boarded up in a house, or in the tropics where I'm from, you might be boarded up in a house after a weather storm. So, and maybe you can even partner with, Lowe's or Home Depot to get a discount on those for your clients. So just a tip.
That's a great share too. Laney Lane.
So there's quite a few dog rescues around here, and if you have the space and the kindness to take in one of the elder dogs that are there, I've done that before, and they give you all the supplies. Usually it's the elder ones that get left behind, so I try to help the shelter out.
Saving all the dogs, Laney. I'm so proud of you. All right, everyone's on a 30-second timer. Erica.
Oh, I love it. So I would say door knock and not just call. I did that during the peak of the pandemic with mask, and people really appreciated it, and doing the same care conversation in person, and then also posting in social media.
Yeah, I'd agree with door knocking. I had that one on my list as well. Door knock your neighborhood, check in on them, see how they're doing. That's a really good one, Erica. Thank you so much. Hey, Gary.
Good morning, James. It wasn't a big deal, but I have a chainsaw and a leaf blower, and I've had a few neighbors where big limbs had come down across their driveway or whatever, and I just go offer to help and start cutting away.
Yeah, that was another one on my list. Help your neighbors with cleaning up, taking down shutters if they put them up. What tools do you have that you can either loan out or go and use yourself? That's a great one, Gary. I appreciate that. We're getting a good list, and we're going to put together this best practices list for you. Jordana, you're next. Go.
Hi, I know we're talking about weather mostly, but I just wanted to
It could
bring
be
up
anything,
Okay.
Jordana.
Okay, when we had the Tree of Life shooting here in Pittsburgh, and it
Yeah.
hit a lot of us. Being on the other end of it, a lot of people had a hard time. They didn't know what to say. And I find coming from the other end, the best thing you can do is just show people that you love them. You don't have to get into politics. You don't have to get into questions. Just let people know you're there for them and you love them.
Yep. Thank you, Jordana. I appreciate that. Hi, Cindy. Good morning.
Good morning. We made, during the tornadoes are big things, we made these bags, the recyclable bags, and we drop them off at all of our neighborhoods that we farm, and they say ready for pickup, text, or call. So they fill them. We put a little note on it that says
What's in the bag?
nothing, and they fill it up with canned goods,
Oh,
and then
got
we
it.
have a tornado pickup or donate, and then we pick them up and then we donate them to
So
our
you
local
offer out to your
church.
database, come pick up a bag, or we'll drop off a bag. You fill it up, then we'll come pick it up and hold it, and then we can get the items out quickly.
Yep, and then we just kind of put a note where we're taking them to whatever. So we just keep a stack of those bags with us, and we do our neighborhoods basically.
That's great,
And
Cindy.
then-
Thank you.
You're
Nikki,
welcome.
good morning. Nikki Norman.
Hi, I partner with my local church, and we go and help the flood victims and remove all the soiled furniture and anything inside their house to get it dried out as quickly as possible.
Go clean up, go help out, go do those things. Nikki, have you ever shared before in the call?
First time.
Good. Keep sharing. You're smart. I like you. Donna, go.
Good morning, James from the Florida Keys. Everything's good down here, but last night we had those bands of rain coming through, and I was out in the dark raising boat lifts. People didn't have their boats raised high enough on the canals. I put buoys out. I've been all over the neighborhood. And then this morning I sent them a video and checked in on all their boats and told them they were all good.
That's really smart. That's great. Yeah, we've had bands coming through here. I had to wait till one cleared so I could go walk the dog this morning because she doesn't like to get
Exactly.
wet. All right, so we got her out and all taken care of. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to get a few more in, 30 seconds or less. Susan.
Don't forget gloves and masks, because you don't know what you're walking into when you're going to be helping someone. Just be careful. You need, rubber boots and masks and gloves, and just be there to help people. you know, and do what you can for them.
Yep.
And don't drive your cars through a puddle. You don't know how deep it
How
is.
deep it is. That's a true story. Susan, good reminder on the masks and the gloves, and maybe even offer some up to your people as well. Dean Moss, you're next. 30 seconds, buddy.
Hey, thanks a lot for the opportunity. I think what you need to do is just be there for them. And one time we had a terrible rainstorm, and a couple people weren't sure what to do with their dogs. So we watched about 4 dogs. It was kind of unusual. We didn't think that would be a thing, but it was. So keep an eye on the little furry friends too. Thanks for letting me share.
You got it. Thank you, Dean. Hi, Yvonne. Good morning.
Good morning. So several years ago in Atlanta, we had a bad tornado come through and it hit a subdivision that was close to where I live. So we partnered with a food truck, got them to come in the neighborhood to provide hot meals to the residents who were there. And we also partnered with State Farm, and they brought little packets of toiletries and soap powder and things like that.
That's smart. Did you all write that one down? We're going to put it on our best practice list. Yvonne, have you shared before on the call?
No, first time.
All right. Well, you're going to share more often, okay?
Yes.
All right. I'm counting on you.
Thank
We're going to
you.
get these last one in. Jenny in Idaho. Good morning.
Good morning. We've had our fair share of fires this year,
Yep.
and we have livestock and large animals both in the mountains and out in the desert grazing. So it's important to know who has pasture pens, corrals, where people can move their animals into.
It's really good. We're going to squeeze one more in before I add some to the list. Renee.
Good morning, James. Here in Houston, we do get some storms, and what we've done in the past, just make sure we have access to the numbers where people can get assistance. It could be getting reimbursed for things that they've lost, and just being that person that can connect them with an emergency, somebody that can get, reimbursed for, like Houston was reimbursement for food people lost because of hurricane.
That's good to know. That's great. Yeah. So in other words, know what opportunities are available through the city or the county or something to support each other. That goes on your list that you can share. We'll squeeze last one. Jasmine, you're the absolute last one, and then we got to get on the gram. Go ahead.
Good morning. So I'm here in South Florida, and I just wanted to remind everyone to always secure all projectiles. People easily forget about like their patio and balconies, but in high winds, they literally, if you don't have the hurricane-proof windows, come right through your window. So just make sure to secure all projectiles.
That's really smart. Yep, we brought them all in the house before for Ian and Irma. We brought everything in the house. So I love that. That's a great share. Here's what I add to the list. So we said call them. We said door knock them. We brought up helping clean up. Orly mentioned if you have power, offer access to your home or office for power and charging things, stuff like that. Okay, here's one we didn't mention. Check on your listings. So call your listings after stuff like, and just check on your people. And then if you don't have any listings, offer to help an agent in your office who does have a bunch of listings. So maybe that agent can't check in on all of them. You can offer to help. Pop by your past clients. Bring them some goodies or supplies to help them out. Those are some good ones. So I just wanted to share those with you. Thank you. Our friends from, the Panhandle through the Big Bend into the Nature Coast, that Gulf section of Florida. So north of where I am, up through Tallahassee and beyond. Be safe, be well. And then Georgia, you're up right after that. Atlanta's going to be crazy tomorrow. And then it's going to take this turn, I think, to I don't know, a lot of you can get some rain from this, but be safe and be well and know that this community has got your back, as always. All right, let's get on the gram. Stand by. Hey, everybody, what's going on? It's 8 o'clock Eastern. Good morning. It's your friend James Shaw. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. You got a lot of places you could be today, and you picked this one, so thank you. Just real quick, shout out to everybody at KW Met in Houston. We had a great day yesterday. Packed room, ton of fun, great people. They were so nice, and it was just great to be with them yesterday. Our friends in Colorado, I'm sorry I'm not there with you today. You've got your Rocky Mountain Summit. There's going to be some great stuff going on. I decided, and thanks to the region for understanding, to come back here so that I could be here with Terry and Naomi as the storm comes through, and then I wouldn't have issues getting back. But you guys are having a great time today, and I'm sorry I'm not going to be there with you. To our friends in the Panhandle of Florida through the Big Bend and the Nature Coast, be safe, friends. And let us know how we can help you as Helene makes it your way. In fact, Kelly, you're right there. You're in Tallahassee, and, we love you. I just want you to know that. We love you, and we're praying for you, Kelly.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to shout out to so many people in this community. I have gotten, the gratitude is huge. I got so many texts yesterday from people saying, hey, we're watching you. We know you're in the cone. And then in a panic moment, my phone rang and Dan Tamarkin was on the other line. And I was in that, do I stay or do I go? Because you got to leave children behind sometimes because they're grown-ups. And I just am so thankful for that phone call because it just grounded me and gave me some hope. So my nose is getting red thinking about crying, but we're staying. We're staying because we're going to be here to help our community when it's over. We have a whole house generator that was installed on Friday, believe it or not.
Nice.
And so we're going to be here. And I went and stocked up on coffee and paper cups and lots of oatmeal and things like that so that we'll be able to prepare food for people in our community when it's done. So.
Well, we've got your back, Kelly, and thanks to everybody for checking in. Kelly, Candace Riley's up there, Hope Gaines is up there, Karen Gillespie is up there. Let's see, Reggie, who's on the call this morning, is up there. Sarah Henning is up there. Wanda Carter is up there. Betty is up there. We got, and it's not just Tallahassee. I named all the Tallahassee people, but it stretches all the way around. We're here for you, so you keep us posted on how we can help and be safe. It's going to be there tonight, it looks like, and they're saying maybe a 4. So just be careful. All right.
We will.
Bree,
Thanks, guys.
You got it. Bree, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Firstly, massive prayers to everyone that is within the path of Helene. Tell that storm the power of prayer, the power of community, and just sending a word of prayer up for everyone. And then secondly, good news in the way of I have an opportunity tomorrow where I will be performing the national anthem for the Carolina Ascent Football Club. This is the women's football or soccer team here in Charlotte. So I'll be performing the anthem for them tomorrow, probably in a raincoat or in galoshes. So that's that.
They play soccer in the rain, and you're going to sing in the rain. They wrote a whole show about that, so maybe you could watch that for some research before. That'll be great, Bree. Best of luck with that. Okay, 2 more, and then we got to get after it. We'll go Charnay and then Denise. Go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. My good news is that I just got a referral client, and they're actually about an hour away from where I service, the area that I service, and they actually already seen the house, and we're getting ready to put in an offer. So I just wanted to speak on that. And like I said, I'm still new, and I've probably been doing real estate full time, I think almost 2 months now.
That's cool. I love that. Good for you. Denise, good morning.
Good morning. Going back to the storm, I lived in several places outside of Texas where my family and friends were. I was the contact person because the cell phones either go out or millions of calls are going in to check on people. Everybody would call me where I lived, and I would keep a list of all the family and friends checking in. So when someone checked in, I'd know where they were, and I could relay that to the other people as they called.
That's great.
So yeah, so that's a good one. And the other good one is I'm coming to Springfield. Yay.
Oh, fun. I'll see you there. That'll be great. Good stuff. All right. Awesome.